What's up, Niner fans? My name is JT Magnum. Welcome back to Niner News. We're gonna get right into it. I'm sorry I'm putting up the video a little late this week. I've had some issues with some family issues going on this week, but I wanted to get this video out to you guys to talk about the game this past Sunday. The Arizona Cardinals beating the 49ers 47-7 in a game that I never thought in the world would get this out of hand, and it just looks like two different teams out there, and it made me start to worry. It made me start to worry about the coaching. It made me start to worry about the players that we have. It made me start to worry about Kaepernick a little bit. And after a couple days of thinking about it, being it's Thursday now instead of Sunday, I was mad at first at the end of the game because I was so mad at Cap because of just the passes thrown and everything. And then I realized, yes, it's his fault, but at the same time, the coaches kind of design plays to put you in a position to win. And I feel right now these coaches promised us innovation on the offense. They promised us a lot of speed on the offense. They promised us a blitzing, tenacious defense, which we saw in the first game, minus the offense part, but we saw the defense in the first game, but in the second and third game, you saw some of the glimpses of the offense in the third game and the second game, but this last game, what were you thinking? And I feel like the Niners are still going back to that mold that they did when Harbaugh was there. And I'll get into Harbaugh in a second, but I feel like they're going back to that identity of we're going to run it on you and you try to stop us, and if you can't stop us, too bad or whatever. But I get it, but teams are stopping you. Like, teams are gearing up for it. They know what you're going to do. Tyrann Mathieu at the end of the game says that they knew what the 49ers plays were, and they were pretty much in our huddle. And I felt like that during the game. I was like, man, it feels like they're in our huddle. They know our plays. And at the end of the game, he says that. And I was like, are you kidding me? And the 49ers just don't address it. Like, they hear about it. They hear the reporters asking them questions all week long. Tyrann Mathieu said this. The Arizona Cardinal players said this. The Arizona Cardinals coaches told Vernon Davis this. And yet they don't acknowledge it. Are they actually going back and studying the film and saying to themselves, we got to change a little bit of our philosophy here? It's not working, guys. You need to utilize speed in the new game in the NFL. It's not about pound them and ground them and pound them anymore. It's not about that. Yes, you can do that at the end of the game. You have a running back to be able to do that. But what teams like Arizona, who blitz constantly and don't respect people to pass the ball on them, you gotta pass the ball on them. And the only way to pass the ball on them is to spread them out. Don't give them a chance. Now, I'm not a coach in the NFL. Obviously, I'm not a coach at any level. I've never been a coach, but I'm not stupid. I've been around football long enough. I've played football. I've not only just played football, but watched football for years. I dissect plays. I watch the whole plays. I'm not in any means a coach, but I'm not stupid enough to know that when a team's blitzing you like that, you got to run some screens. You got to spread them out a little bit to make them, to make them think a little before they're blitzing. And you got to change your attack. You can't go with Anquan Boldin only and 3 tight ends and think that you're going to pass and run out of that formation, because all a team's going to do is pin their ears back. They're going to line up, huddle up on the line of scrimmage, and they're going to attack you. Why? Because they have no fear of you going over the top of them. They have no fear of Anquan Boldin's speed whatsoever to go deep on them. And they have no fear of you running if they're going to line the box up like that on you. So why not spread them out? Why not use the speed at wide receiver that we do have? Use DeAndrew White. Use Bruce Ellington if we have him. Use my Reggie Bush when he comes back. Use some of that speed. Use Jared Hayne out of the backfield. The guy can catch. Use some of these guys that you said you're going to use and use them to your abilities. That's what you said you're going to do. You said you're going to use the guys to the best of your ability, best of their abilities. Well, you were still running Harbaugh's offense from last year. That's what it looks like. And I don't like that. So I don't know what the Niners are going to do in the future. They better shape it up, fix it, and do something. If you're watching this video, which I doubt you are, but if you watch something like this, fix what you're doing on offense. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous and unacceptable. It's unacceptable. It looked like a high school offense out there. And they can say whatever they want. Oh, we're not running a high school offense. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are running a high school offense, because if the other team knows what you're doing and you don't stop doing what you're doing, even though the other team knows what you're doing, and you don't change it during the game and you don't try to adjust, then yes, you're running a high school offense. You're just basically saying, we're going to do what we're going to do, and you're going to have to stop it. Well, they were stopping it, and you weren't doing anything about it. So this game made me mad at the coaches. Not the players, the coaches. Yeah, the players have to execute plays in the field, but the coaches have to call the plays and get them going in the right direction, and they need to game plan better, because right now what they're doing is not working. You can't face a team like Pittsburgh and Arizona and not expect to start passing the ball immediately. It's just, you just can't. They're going to score. They're going to get their chances. They're going to try to score on you. And when they do, they're going to pin their ears back and just go at you. And then that's when you're going to try to pass the ball when it's too late and you're already down by 28 points. It's happened 2 weeks in a row now. You can't do that. You can't win in the NFL, this NFL now, that way. And the Niners got to step it up, especially with Green Bay coming to town now. You think Green Bay is going to step off the gas when they're passing the ball around all over the secondary? I mean, it doesn't matter how good your secondary is. Aaron Rodgers is going to get the ball to whoever he wants, whenever he wants. So if you're the offense of the 49ers, you got to know you got to score points this week. You're going to come out in a 3 tight end set with 1 wide receiver and let Green Bay just blitz you constantly in the line and stop the run? Is that what you're going to do again? Now, watch when they come out. Let's see if they come out with a spread offense this week, or let's see if they come out with that stupid 1 wide receiver, 3 tight end set that they keep running, and change the offensive line. I'm not going to let anything go this week, guys. I'm a little upset because they need to change that offensive line. That right side of the offense, I know Joe Staley then played not so well either, but they need to change Devy, get him out of there, put in Andrew Tiller, or put in somebody else that can play that right guard position, and take Eric Pierce's sorry self out of the game. He is absolute garbage. He's been garbage since the beginning of camp. He's been garbage through preseason, and he's garbage now. Get him out. He's had his chance. Put the rookie Trenton Brown in. Shift Alex Boone over to the right side. Put somebody else at left guard. Put somebody else at right guard. Put Brandon Thomas in at left guard. Put Andrew Tiller at right guard. Put Andrew Tiller at left guard. Just switch it. Get those 2 guys out of the game. Those 2 guys are causing problems for the rest of the offensive line because they can't block anybody. And it's making Cap look horrible. Cap's he doesn't have time to do anything, and his footwork in the pocket is not that good to begin with, and I acknowledge that. But at the same time, look at Peyton Manning. He's struggling this year against a makeshift offensive line. He's struggling this year because of that. Andrew Luck is struggling because of that. There's a lot of people that were struggling. Tom Brady at one point last year was struggling because his offensive line was doing horrible. They shored it up. They fixed it. I believe they subbed in some different dudes. They're not afraid to take out people. This group of coaches is afraid to hurt people's feelings, and they need to start hurting people's feelings. Take them out. Put in the next guy. Let him play. That's what I say. Period. If Cap's going to struggle, take him out. Put in Gabbert until Cap can recoup himself and figure out what he's doing. Because right now, there's no time for feelings in this game right now when you're 1-2, and I want this team to make the playoffs. This team has a lot of talent, and I see a lot of talent, but they're not being utilized, and I don't like this. I don't like this kind of stuff. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm pretty much done. There was no really positives to come out of that game other than Jared Haynes' punt return. That was the only positive out of the game I can even think about. So let's see what happens this week. But to me, these coaches need to figure out who their team is, figure out how to utilize this team and utilize their strengths and put it to use, because right now they're still doing last year's play stuff. I noticed it. Last year's playbook is still in there. Get rid of it. Go to something else. I'm not saying change the playbook, but you got to start using the spread formations. This is getting ridiculous. Cap is not even that type of quarterback. He's not even a 3 tight end quarterback. Get him out there. Get him out in space. Let the guy pass the ball around. It's just unfair to the team that they're doing this to them. And they're saying that that's not the team's strength. You don't know what the team's strength is if you're doing that. If 3 tight ends are our strength, then we got some problems. If those 3 tight ends that we have are our strengths, then seriously, the 49ers have some problems. You have Anquan Bolden, Torrey Smith out there. You have a nice rookie in DeAndre White. You got some wide receivers. Use them. Use them. So that's all I'm going to say, guys. You guys leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think. I'm sorry for the rant, but I'm tired. I'm tired of this stuff. I'm tired of seeing it. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a coach, but I think I could do a better job. I honestly think I could do a better job in figuring out what to do against these teams than they could right now. And that makes me angry. That makes me a little upset. So sorry for the rant, but let's move on to next week. Hopefully we get an upset win, because right now it's an upset because Green Bay is looking great. Aaron Rodgers is looking really good. And you guys already know how I feel about Aaron Rodgers, because I wanted to draft him in 2005, but unfortunately my 49ers decided to draft Alex Smith. So let's just move on. All right, leave a comment in the comment section, and I'll see you next week, all right? Peace, y'all.